Hello there, Lunar Squadron, welcome back to the channel as we continue our deep dive into LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Now, about a week and a half ago, we released a video talking about our 5 most exciting features coming in the game, and one of those features was the new and improved lightsaber combat. Now, in this video, we are going to sit down and really dissect and get into this brand new lightsaber combat, as well as its overall look and how they differ from the lightsabers in previous LEGO games. But first, a message from our sponsor, Bosk. Please stand by for a word from our official sponsor.
Slay me if you can.
Thanks, Bosk. Now let's get into the video.
Now, it's no surprise how we here at Lunar Squadron feel about the lightsaber combat in previous LEGO Star Wars games. So tell me, Andreas, what has TT Games done to change that and make this a whole brand new experience for the players when the game releases next spring?
So just like you stated, in the past, I think lightsaber fights and the combos were very one-dimensional. Not really much going on there. It was kind of, a button masher. It looks like there's some more dynamics to the lightsaber fights this time around. So what Nick and I did was we put together every single time that we have seen so far a lightsaber ignited in a trailer. This spans about 1 minute and 10 seconds across. And to be honest, a lot of it is, like we've seen, pre-rendered cutscene. However, there is some gameplay in there, so we're able to infer from those gameplay clips exactly what is new this time around. I think the first thing that we want to note is that it looks like there is some sort of combo system going on here, because you could see at various points there is about 1 or 2 lightsaber attacks and then a backflip back to draw space between you and the person that you're fighting. I think you see this twice. The first time you see this is in the first gameplay trailer when you see Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul on Naboo, and Obi-Wan hits Darth Maul once and then does a backflip back. You see this again in the carbonite gas room where you have Luke and Vader fighting. These are 2 of the few existing actual in-gameplay lightsaber fight segments we have, and there's totally at least 1 combo going on here.
Yeah, I think it's pretty clear from these gameplay trailers that we've gotten so far that the lightsaber combat system has been completely reworked. Now, if you remember, and like we discussed in our previous video, lightsaber combat in LEGO Star Wars is a mindless activity. It was boring. You would just do that little jump and floor smash, jump and floor smash, jump and floor smash, over and over and over until you had killed your enemy. You put no thought into it, and you could tell that the developers really hadn't put much thought into it. It was an afterthought. It wasn't the point of the game. However, that it is clear from these gameplay trailers that combat was a main component driving them in the making of this game. And like you said, you really see it on Naboo with Maul versus Obi-Wan. You really see it in the carbonite chamber between Darth Vader and Luke, and you really see it in that scene on Kefir with Rey and Kylo. It just looks so dynamic. It looks like it does in the film. I am very excited for this. I think the combat is going to be a welcome addition to this game. It's going to be one of those things that really takes it to the next level. Now, another thing that is really going to take this game to the next level is the overall new look of the lightsabers in LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, because there's a lot of new stuff here, isn't there, Andreas?
Yeah, there really is. If you look back at past LEGO games, the whole feel of a lightsaber was very limited and not very dynamic. I think that might be in some regards assisted this time around with the reflective nature of the LEGO pieces themselves. If you look at various points throughout the footage that we're showing, you can see how the lightsabers illuminate the LEGO pieces themselves, including, I think we've seen some really crazy detail of the lightsabers glowing, such as on Geonosis, where individual droid shrapnel is being illuminated by the lightsaber. You can clearly see it there. You can also see lightsabers being reflected off of the floor, namely when, just like on Kef Beer, when you have water on the floor and it's incredibly reflective. You've also got it when Obi-Wan is on Kamino. You can definitely see the lightsaber is reflecting off of the puddles on the floor, and his Lego pieces seem to be wet because they're incredibly reflective. And then the really cool detail that you see are with the sparking of the lightsabers, right, Nick?
Yeah, I think you really hit it on the head with the word dynamic. The lightsabers in LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga are just more dynamic than any previous LEGO game. Yes, there was some glowing in the previous LEGO Star Wars games, and they illuminated some of the characters, but not quite like this. There are multiple levels to the lighting. You can see the individual blade and then the overall hue of the lightsaber. Like you said, the sparks, and when the lightsabers clash, we've never, at least to my knowledge and how I remember it, I don't remember lightsabers ever looking like this when they clashed in the old games, because I don't really ever remember lightsabers clashing, because that's not how the combat system works. So all of these things kind of go hand in hand, and this new and improved lightsaber combat system is going to allow them to show off the visuals and the overall power of the lightsaber in a way like never before in these games, because the lightsabers are very powerful things. They're just plasma beams, like controlled plasma beams, are very powerful. So having this new and improved combat system is going to allow them to show off these visuals, like you said, the sparks and the glowing and the reflections, like they've never been able to before. So I'm super, super excited about this. I think this is a detail that not a lot of people have really noticed or talked about from these trailers. I think it's just something that we as Star Wars fans take for granted, is like we see lightsabers and we're just like, oh wow, cool lightsabers, like we've seen them so many times. But I don't think we've really put together and realized just how dynamic and cool it is to see it in a game like this, and how that is just going to add so much to a game like this. It's those small details, you know? That's what makes games go from good to great, and great to historic, and historic to just stuff made of legends, are the little details. Think back to Cyberpunk. They got no details right. That game was a complete failure. So I hope that TT Games has taken this time through these delays to really get these small details like this lightsaber stuff right, because it's going to take this game to a whole nother level if they do indeed get this right.
Yeah, I mean, we've heard for the longest time that TT Games has been spending a lot of this time on hammering out those fine details, and we were pretty skeptical of the most recent gameplay trailer, namely because a handful of glitches. They were still clearly ironing out some of the shadowing effects, like you can see behind Darth Maul on Naboo. There's clearly some things they're working out, but if you also look at the things they're doing right, some details, like for example, the sparks, whenever you see sparks, they bounce on the floor until they extinguish. That is a crazy cool detail that has hands down never been in a LEGO game before, especially in actual gameplay, especially the lighting where a lightsaber is ignited and it fills the room with that cool dark red hue of Darth Vader. I mean, these details can really amount to a really great game, especially when you think of the scale of this game. When a game is big, it doesn't mean anything if all the little details are sloppy and aren't actually thought out in a way that makes that big universe feel nice and realistic. And I think if they are able to balance out this dichotomy of big scale but insanely detailed on a micro scale, then I think they really have something really special here, where you'll have a big universe that is worth exploring. So with that said, guys, let us know in the comments down below what you all think about the lightsaber combat and the details that we've gone over in the trailers in this video. Let us know if there are any details that we missed, or some of the details that are your favorites as you've been just scouring these trailers for things that you haven't seen before. I know we only have so much footage to go off of, so it's only natural to start looking through them frame by frame like we have, but you know what? Sometimes we find some pretty cool stuff in there. So let us know what your favorite stuff has been. That's going to do it for today, and we will see you all next time.